Hey, good morning, nation. Good morning, nation. Good morning, Noel. What's shaking, Noel? Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends, your live morning show for real talk, motivated content, and entertaining conversation that helps you, Noel. Helps you start your day. Yes, we've got a full slate. We got a guy who's short. Yeah, not the host. Coming up, Tommy Short, coming up on the show today. So, gentlemen, sit back, pour the cup, settle in, and let's get up and get after it. Hey, before we roll, I invite you to smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Good morning, Holroyd. The OG is in the house. Good to see Adam Holroyd out there this morning. This is an R-rated experience, Noel. You might just be offended along the way. Good morning, my baby. So, hey, listen, kids, either exit the room or throw on the headphones and don't hit the snooze button. You hit that snooze button, you're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't. And if you caught that late baseball game tonight, you might be hitting snooze a few times today. Holroyd, the game ended just before I woke up. Yeah, true story. Hey, guys, listen, we are your daily accountability partner for live morning motivation, morning mindset, and men's motivation. Let's lock it in today. Coming up, guys, hour one in the morning loop. We're going to start with the bathroom myth you probably built into your morning routine live stream. Why? Just in case peeing. I'm glad my pet is here today. Yeah. Why just in case peeing might be quietly training your body to need the restroom more, not less. And what a stronger, smarter plan looks for men's health and athletic performance after the age of 40. And hey, current events. Yep. Delivered a brisk lap around the block. Wikipedia showed up. It's funny. Hey, Holroyd, John Anderson's already in Wikipedia. And it just came out in less than 24 hours. So I'm not sure if they scraped Wikipedia, but I looked for John, and John Anderson Real is already in Wikipedia. We're going to have a little chat about that today. So clearly we have the left side of knowledge and the right side of knowledge on the planet here now available. So if you got Wikipedia, you can go to the left. Wikipedia, you can go to the right, and you can just find yourself somewhere in the middle. Or you can come join Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends for some live, truthful conversation where we lean into experience and expertise along the way. Hey, fresh data says ChatGPT users may be signaling distress. No shit, Sherlock. Yeah. Hey, Holroyd, yeah. Could you imagine if Anderson actually was on the ball and he got Wikipedia set up before we start talking about it? He'd be like, oh, yeah, I had it set up yesterday. What? Yeah. And scientists argue. Guys, hey, Holroyd, you got a 4K TV? Noel, you got a 4K TV? I do. Well, apparently, most living rooms are actually, you can't tell if they're 4K or 8K. We're going to talk a little about that this morning. And yes, AI-generated fake receipts are burning companies more than you can even imagine. Center stage, the president's under pressure. Tommy Short, former D1 athlete and FIBA referee who went, get this, nation, get this. Good morning, Rahima. T. Phipps, good morning, T. Phipps. Tommy Short, 365 days without a phone. Yeah, what is he, my dad? Seriously, the guy didn't have a phone for a whole year. So what happened to his attention? What happened to his leadership? What happened to stop outsourcing your entire focus to that glowing rectangle in your pocket? Well, I'm eager to have this conversation with Tommy Short, so stick around for that one coming up at the bottom of the hour. And hey, deep dive, we're going to dig into this one. Coffee or water first? Well, we're going to talk to Anderson, what he does. Water first, coffee first. What is the best way to get after it? And hey, a no-drama morning routine that delivers cleaner energy, steadier focus, and better training sessions. That morning mindset means simple protocol. And hey, the viral hack that's making the rounds. I can't believe we're talking about this one today. The vodka armpit detox. Does it kill odor or does it kill your skin barrier? Well, we're going to keep your pits and your dignity intact. Hey, truth hunters, real or AI? Yes. Not too sure if we're going to get to this one, Neiman. I forgot to get to some headlines for this one. So I don't know if we're going to get to the focus today, but we do have the community corner. Maya Reyes is joining us at the bottom of the hour to bring us some stories from YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. All right, nation, let's get the show on the road here because the morning loop, it starts right now.
Another loop already?
Man, time flies.
Don't start complaining. John's watching us. It's an observation, dude.
John would say stop observing and start doing something.
The Book of John. We love you, big guy.
Can't argue with that.
Marty's doing a facepalm right now. I can feel it.
By the way, Marty, you're going to love today's guest. Used to be a Division I ref. Solid story. All right, Nation, let's get it going.
Jimmy's not here, so if the show breaks, still blame it on him.
Keith, John, Marty, the floor is yours, fellas.
Hey, you guys can join the show with us live. We are live, baby. You know, live conversation. You know, me and producer Neiman were talking about this yesterday. Nation, live conversation is the great equalizer amongst all of us. Think about this for a moment. You got 1 million people that are apparently your fans, your followers, your subscribers, whatever you want to call it, and you can't show up to have a conversation with them. What? Just curious. What kind of influence is that? Yeah, I'm standing in front of 1 million people. Nobody's listening to me. Or you can stand in front of 100 people and 100 people can listen to you live. So I don't, you know, my suspicion is live conversation as the world moves further into more live type communities, live engagement. And as we discussed yesterday, Alex Ramosey, you know, live is absolutely the great equalizer. Live and engagement. Why do I talk about it? Because you can join the show with us live right now in the mornings in the lab community, vertical stream, horizontal stream coming up. YouTube is combining both those streams so we can get everybody into one room together. So come say hi. We got Melissa out there. We got Raheem out there. The comments are active. We got Adam Holbert out there on the vertical side, the horizontal side. And you guys, if you're not joining the show with us live right now, I invite you to tune in daily, 8 o'clock, live conversation to help you get up, get after it. We're very interactive with the community here. You can find us every single day, Monday to Friday, right here over on YouTube, over there on X, over there on LinkedIn, and over there on Substack. Good morning, Sullivan. Good to see you in the lab. Mike Sullivan, one of our OGs as well. He gets up and gets after it every single day and joins us here daily, right here on the Mornings in the Lab live network. Speaking of, 7:30 Eastern time, Matt Roof gets after it, starts the whole show. So I invite you guys to check out Matt, 7:30 here on the platform as well. All right. Well, listen, we got a few things we're going to get after today. But first of all, I do want to start a conversation about why, just in case, peeing might be harmful. So how many of you will decide to take a piss just in case? Because maybe you're heading to a meeting, maybe you're heading to a workout. That actually reminds me, Neiman, I didn't go for a pee before the show. Yeah, so just warning you that, you know, as we get into that second hour or so, if the door is knocking, I might be walking on over to the bladder. But today we're going to break down why this habit that quietly retrains your bladder and how to reset it for long-term health. Here's the thing, guys. Here is the absolute thing. I'm just going to pull my notes up here. You know, this whole idea of peeing just in case, well, it might feel practical. Yes, it might seem like it's the right thing to do. But experts warn us. Yeah, I'm just throwing out the question. Who's the expert? But regardless, experts are warning us that it can gradually retrain your bladder in unhealthy ways and even contribute to long-term dysfunction. So, healthy bladder typically holds 500 to 700 milliliters of fluid. Yeah, urine, essentially 2 to 3 cups, before signaling to your brain that it's time to release the bladder. And what happens when you pee just in case? Good morning, Anderson. When you urinate without needing to go, your bladder isn't full enough to trigger that normal signaling. So over time, you teach the bladder that it's full at smaller volumes, even though it isn't. I found this fascinating. Think about your budgeting. Think about it in the world of Holroyd. Think about budgeting. Think about it as you're doing your budget for the train company you work for. And they're like, hey, Holroyd, you didn't spend your full $100. You're like, no, I've decided I'd save you some money. I'm only spend 80. So it takes the $20 away from you. John, it's the same thing with the pissing situation. I know you are a frequent peer. Our bladders learn that if the cup isn't full, it resets the cup. So maybe we want to be thinking about not peeing just in case.
Yeah, there's no question about that. It's well, you think also like too, it's like bladder's almost like the stomach.
Oh,
You
tell
know,
me.
if you well, you can like people that overeat, they stretch their stomach, right? If you
Ah,
eat till you have that feeling of discomfort, that's the stomach stretching, right? So, like one of the things that's really helpful when
yeah.
someone's trying to, like, if I have someone who's used to eating too much, right?
Yes.
I'm going to explain to them that we need to not let that feeling come back, so the stomach will basically shrink back down. So then, what gives them a full feeling might be 60% of before.
I know I'm going to speak perhaps naively or somewhat obvious, but I guess that's my skill is putting things out that maybe people think about that don't want to talk about it or not say it and be curious about it.
You got a whole slew of skills, brother.
Yeah. So thank you. So the stomach, it actually like it grows, eh? When we put food into it, it actually expands. Eh? Like that's just there's no mythology there. It's actually like a bag in your body, and that bag is gradually growing, right? So I'm being serious. As I keep fucking filling that bag with food in my trap,
Well, as long as you keep putting a little pressure on it, it'll keep enlarging.
It
It's all
does. Like,
pressure related.
like the physiology of our body, that little sac inside our stomach, it actually keeps growing, right?
Like with me,
Yeah.
since I started doing retatrutide,
Yes.
right? It kind of that whole signal of just eating because it's an addictive behavior pattern is gone. So I just don't do that as often. I didn't realize how often I was doing it. Now, holy shit. Even like I saw, God, who'd I see? I hadn't seen him for. I'm like, dude, you're eating a much smaller portions. I feel the same.
Yeah.
But just the fact that my stomach is I didn't put that stretch on it. So it stopped growing. So then it went back the other way.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, so,
this real quick in the stomach. Here's the interesting thing about the stomach.
Yes.
This is a big part of what help people understand. There's only one organ in the body that talks to you, me, and everybody else more than the stomach.
Really?
The stomach delivers more fucking signals than every other organ except for the brain. It's literally, when we say it's our second brain, it's not a fucking joke.
Yeah. Hey, Grok, Johnny and I are talking about the stomach right now, and Melissa suggested we bring you into this, and I think she's right. Hey, Grok, so when we're actually filling that stomach, it's just expanding full, isn't it? Like it's just filling up like a bag. Is that a fair?
You got to tell your Grok, but you have to be eating to the point where it's constantly stretching. There's a mild stretch being put on every day. It'll continue to stretch, correct or not?
Yes. The stomach is basically a muscular bag. So as long as you keep packing it past its comfort zone day after day, it remolds itself bigger, like a balloon you never let go of. But skip that stretch long enough and it relaxes, tightens back down. And yeah, Melissa's spot on. It's the chattiest organ after the brain, firing off hormones like ghrelin and leptin every time you eat. It doesn't just hold food, it argues with you about whether you're full yet.
Interesting. Yeah. So it's crazy, man, because we started this conversation about peeing too fast, and we've really kind of
it's kind of the same concept with the bladder.
Yeah.
Except for the bladder, you want to feel a little discomfort because then it's growing.
Yes, because the long-term risks, and I know Lauren's listening right now, the long-term risks to just in case peeing leads to overactive bladder. That condition where the bladder is telling you that it's contracting involuntarily, it's making you think that you have to pee, even though you don't, because you've trained it that the cup isn't fully. It's like budget, right? It's like I use the budget analogy.
What's the risk other than having to take more? Other than having to take a piss more often, is there some risk? I was unaware.
No risk other than just maybe disrupting. 100%. Yes, exactly. So, and it's just this idea that you might want to put in air quotes, not doctors here, might be retraining your bladder to say that it's like budgeting, right? John, I'm giving you $100 to spend. Well, I've only spent 80. Okay, well, I'm only gonna give you $80 next week. All right. Right. It's like the bladder thing, right? It's like you've said to it, you're filling it up to here, but now you're like, I'm only going to give it up to here. And it's signaling a little bit early.
Have you ever had that part where, because like what I'll do sometimes I'm pretty good about it. Other times I'll just forget.
Yeah.
Like when we're getting ready to drive on a long trip, I'll spend a few days before intentionally not peeing when the signal shows up. Kind of doing what we're talking about, right? And then if I fucking hold it too long, I'll go to take a piss and it almost won't come out because that little muscle that's clamping down won't fucking relax.
used to do that often when I was drinking beer, because that old analogy of opening up. What was that old saying of opening
once
up?
You take the first piss, you broke the seal.
Yeah, that's thanks for that. I fucking wreck all the sayings. So yeah, that's exactly it. So I would hold and do the dance here, right, until the point where no, ain't happening. And let's face it, brother. As we get older, you know, we're our demographic here. There's changes. There's actually changes happening when it comes to pissing, like holding it, feeling it, the sensations, all that stuff.
Well, and then as we get older too, like I'm noticing there's a difference with my prostate.
Oh yeah. Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, like I use Cialis to kind of help manage that.
Yeah, you've been saying that. Yeah, interesting. Tadalafil, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the generic.
That's right.
Most people don't know the generic. You just say Cialis, but
that's right. That's right.
But it's pretty crazy. I mean, my according to the blood tests, there's zero issues. It functions perfectly. It's just enlarged, which just seems like as men now, that's pretty common.
Yes, absolutely. We got fit presenter Mike McQuillan. Good morning, Mike. Good morning. Good time. Good morning, Charlie. Hey, Charlie, you still got that bear? Johnny, after you left yesterday, I got a text from Charlie. Good time. One of our longtime listeners here. A black bear in his backyard, and we were joking about you because you had some bear experiences up at the lake out there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You definitely you make your presence known.
Well, yeah,
they'll get out of the way, but you got to watch for that one that doesn't fucking really give a shit.
Charlie's like, I was scared a little bit. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Because you know what it is?
Well, you can't let him sense that. You have to come out. You have to fucking like, you got to pretend. Yeah. You got to kind of get in that place where you're confident that your noise and sounds are going to chase him away.
Yes. Yeah.
If it doesn't fucking work, get yourself covered.
I think the fear, Anderson, I think comes as much for us as humans when things are out of context. It was no different than I had a fear when I saw a deer in my backyard. Now, deer don't scare me, but it was this fear of, why is that there? Some risk is happening. There's harm could happen. And it brought on this feeling of uneasiness, whether you want to call it fear or not, but it's this idea of being out of context. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there should be deer all over the fucking place.
Johnny, there's deer like rodents everywhere. Like I'll be in my shower.
I would say, why? That should be normal. That shouldn't be out of place where you are.
No, it's normal when they're outside of the fence, but when you put a fence to keep the deer out.
You're talking about got inside.
And you come upstairs and you look out your back window and you're like, wait a minute, why is there a baby deer about to walk into my pool? Because that's not supposed to be happening right now, right?
100%. Or like when you walk outside and find, like where we lived on the river, there was all sorts of possum because it was by the
you're used to it, right?
The river.
Yes.
And you walk out and this one's on your back deck. I mean, you're used to them being 30 feet off, out in the yard somewhere, but not up on the deck.
That's it. Hey, coming at bottom of the hour, John, we got Tommy Short. Guy put his phone away for a whole year.
Is he coming on with us today?
Yeah, bottom of the hour here. Tommy Short going to join us. Put his phone away for an entire year. He's going to come tell the story about that one. Mike McQuillan joining us in the comments. Good morning, Mike. Mike from Peru. I remember the first time my stomach shrank during wrestling season. Last day of the season, I hit the Chinese buffet and I lasted one plate. I wasn't even an hour later.
When I was in strength, we were constantly trying to gain. Like part of what I had to do, literally, I had to make sure that at least 3 times a day, I ate into some sort of discomfort or pain. I had to do it.
That's crazy.
It's the truth. It was the hardest part of that whole thing is the eating.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, so it's funny. I know we don't talk much baseball on this show, but obviously the World Series is happening right now. Dude, the game ended.
Really? That's so crazy. I'm so fucking out of touch.
Well, I'll tell you what's crazy is the game ended just a couple hours before you and I woke up this morning. It went 18 innings.
What?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I stayed up.
TV network must have been going fucking crazy, dude. Just canceling shit left and fucking right.
Dude, I went to bed. It was tied, whatever it was, bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 7th. I was like, I was falling asleep on the couch. I was tired. I went to bed and then got up.
I was too. I'm with you there.
Got up this morning and I looked and I'm like, what? And I hit the one more button. I was like, what? it just actually ended a couple of hours ago. You and I had our full beauty sleep, got the rest of our life on home, and yeah, good time. That game was still on when I got up to use the bathroom. There you go, midnight peace.
It is crazy. I was so tired yesterday. I've been running myself pretty ragged.
Yeah.
So I realized, okay, I just got to get either not standing or not sitting. Vertical, laying down, horizontal is just taking the gravity, is helping. So anytime I get a chance, I'm working on my phone where I don't have to sit. Yeah. I'll lay down. Sometimes I'll like put a pillow on the ground and a carpet under my back and kind of get my back in a good position and do like this, I can't fuck up, dude. I'm there for 10 minutes and I'm fucking falling asleep. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. It's like, I realize now, holy shit, I really got myself in a little bit of a deficit, but I literally fell asleep last night at 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I did. Before my last, I had to wake myself up to eat my last meal. Jesus Christ.
All right. Hey, I got a few topics I want to throw on the table. Sterling Preston, I think we got a couple of things. Let's throw on the table here this morning. Let's have a quick chat about, I think we have, Jimmy's dealing with some of his family issues here. So we've just
still sending positive vibes your way, babe.
100%, brother. Yeah. So, hey, I cracked some humor with you before you showed up this morning, dude. So Elon launched Wikipedia yesterday, the competitor to Wikipedia. And you probably know this because you're ahead of the game. But brother, John Anderson Real is already there. What the fuck, man?
Okay, so run that back again. I was still kind of processing a little bit of Jimmy. I was still feeling Jimmy.
Well, no, thank you. So Wikipedia, as we know, has been out forever. And John Anderson Real exists there, as we've joked about. Yes. You've been there and everything, right?
Not totally. There's a lot of stuff there that's correct, but some that's incorrect, including my name.
So I get up this morning, have my morning coffee, counted my Johnnies in.
Oh, you're saying that my Wikipedia has already joined the other side.
Dude, they already have a Grokpedia with you already there.
I love it.
So either somebody on your team went and made it, which I'm suspecting that didn't happen because I don't think you guys were that organized. 23 hours.
No, dude, we're so not ahead of that. I mean, man, we got so much stuff internally, folks. On, we're not looking around.
No, so I was laughing, going. So then either they scraped Wikipedia to gather knowledge, right? So it's like, hey, we're going to take a bunch of stuff from over here to pop it over here. But I just found it fascinating, dude, that you're already there, even though you didn't know you were there. So John Anderson Real already exists on Grokpedia without him knowing it or not.
I guess the question about Grokpedia, is it the same exact concept as Wikipedia? Like how it's updated and shit?
Brother, Pepsi Coke. Except the Pepsi over on Wikipedia leans to the left. The Coke over on Grokpedia leans to the right. So
it's really what it comes down to is people bringing different pieces of proof of what another person's done to update.
Yeah. So here's all that it is. I'll break it right down to I'll take a page from you. I'll fucking super simplify it. These AI engines need words. They need knowledge. They need content. So what do you do if you own a platform? You give tools to humans to create words and create content. It's okay. Hey, I need your words. So Threads announced yesterday they have ghost posts. So Threads, you can make a post within 24 hours, it disappears. But again, it doesn't matter. That's just the fucking signal and noise, Anderson. The noise is they've launched Grokpedia. The noise is they've launched Threads ghost posts. The signal is they want us, the big platforms, to keep contributing content to the platform. Yeah. Right. So because
it's a big war for content.
It's just a big circle, because how do you make an AI smarter? You feed it more words. Right. Because if John experienced something last night that he hasn't published yet somewhere. So John tried a brand new peptide, went through a whole experience.
So in essence, this Grokpedia is really just making it smarter.
It's just a cycle, brother. It's just all it is a cycle. All you have to do is when I saw Zuckerberg launch Threads last year, I was like, oh fuck, of course he is. Like, why wouldn't you? Because you need content to fuel these engines, right? Because if John, again, I'll use you. You had an experience last night that isn't documented yet anywhere. Like it's nowhere. So you're like, I got to put it somewhere. I need to document my experience and put it somewhere. So and all these platforms like put it over with me, because if you put it over here, we get that knowledge, we can make more content and monetize it. It's the attention world, right? So speaking of attention, here's something funny, brother. You have a 4K TV in your house. I know you do. We all do.
What is it?
A 4K TV, like a modern television.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we all have modern televisions. Well, apparently scientists are finding out that whether you have a 4K television or an 8K television, there's actually no difference to us as humans. The placebo effect in our head doesn't really tell the difference.
What's an 8K?
It's the higher resolution one. So it's even a more modern television that allows you to see even crisper details. So if you ended up at Best Buy today, they might sell you an 8K television, right? The reality is that you won't even notice the difference because it's got no difference than the 4K. So I found it fascinating because we're coming into the holiday season, and the holiday season is like buy TV, buy TV, buy TV, buy TV. The reality is, you guys, is that none of it really has any big difference. You know, it does have a difference.
Dude, little just fucking weird side note, right?
I know, I'm watching you.
You see me fucking flinch?
Yes.
Oh, shit, dude. Fuck. Yeah, it's fucking whatever, 5 a.m.
Yes.
There's nobody fucking awake around here.
I know.
Not to mention, I'm at my lake house, and there's not even anybody home next door.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, landscape lights are all over the place, and I catch this fucking shadow. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, whoa, what the fuck was that? You're right, because that means something moved in front of a light.
Yeah.
And it was fucking big. I was like, holy shit, is that a fucking person out there?
Well,
so well, fuck, Jesus Christ. I was about ready to fucking get up and go. It was a rabbit. Jesus Christ. He must have just caught that light perfectly and make that fucking cast that shadow against the wall. Fuck me, dude. I must have seen like his, I don't know, dude. I just saw him hop by. I'm like, fuck, Jesus Christ. I was like,
it's funny because we're just talking bears. I got a good time putting a bear in the comments here. I'm about to say a rabbit, like fuck Bugs Bunny. Like, what are we talking about? Like 8-foot rabbit?
It's like a fucking rabbit. Well, because of the way he caught that light and it went against the wall, it looked like a full person. I mean, it might have been two. It's hard to tell. So I saw two large fucking, it was probably his ears. Yeah, he's just standing in front of the light, then the light cast up on the wall.
Oh man, I see Tommy Short. I see you there in the horizontal stream, buddy. I see you. I think I see you getting into the vertical stream as well. We'll get Tommy up here on the show in a few moments.
I gotta go whip some ass this morning. Hold on.
Hey, here's something in the no shit Sherlock department. OpenAI says that hundreds of thousands of Chat GPT users are showing signs of manic psychotic crisis weekly. So let's just pause. Right? So you have a tool that's used by 800 million people daily or monthly, right? Of course, and it's a tool that talks to humans. So of course you're going to discover like all these
and not to mention this whole fucking thing this condition was probably put in place but undiscovered with fucking social media. Now there's another fucking tool that actually just exposed what social media has done to everybody.
Yeah. So so here's the good news is OpenAI is actively trying to do something about it because they're recognizing that a large percentage of the users are coming to their platform and having problems. So I guess from the human side, I mean, it's good. At least they're not ignoring it, right? They've collaborated with over 170 mental health experts and they've upgraded GPT-5. Achieving a certain 50% drop in unsafe crisis response. But I guess why I put it on the table, John, because it's something for us to continue to observe because you and I grew up in the world where, where smoking was widely accepted and then the lights went on one day going, no, actually smoking is harmful. Same thing with social media. So are we on the cusp of an era where, well, we are. These OpenAI these AI tools are new, and over time we're going to start learning about the impacts and effects it's having on us. And clearly, mental health is one of the big ones because it's right in the middle of everything, right? So it's
my two daughters that are out of college, so they're not really leaning on, they use computers, of course, for work, but obviously in college it's just a different environment. There's a lot of, you see this on social, but my two oldest daughters that are out of fucking college, I'm so proud of them. They almost don't. I mean, they literally separate themselves from their phone often, and they're kind of like they've both times both of them have taken breaks from social media. They recognize what it can do.
That's awesome.
I actually, I actually have a new thing that I just put into place. I call it scroll 10.
Okay. Oh, do tell.
I catch myself scrolling.
System announcement, John Anderson.
I catch myself scrolling. I got to do 10 push-ups. Makes it real fucking easy not to make that goddamn dumb mistake the next time. You know where it always fucking happens? I'm on the fucking toilet. I got to fucking clean myself up halfway through, get on the fucking floor, do 10 push-ups, get back in the toilet. This fucking blows, right? You don't make that mistake, but a couple times. Now I go to the fucking toilet and I don't even fucking have social media up.
Good for you. Yeah.
The scrolling, it is a complete fucking waste of my time. My social media is business.
It's
I don't check on my friends and family with fucking social media.
I gotta be honest, man. I'm quite disciplined with that. I really don't. I actually don't care about really anybody else, so I don't spend time looking at their shit.
Well, I think with us, we also use these platforms as
this is what I do for a living.
It's business. Yeah. And so it's real easy to separate. Like, when you're scrolling, you're really supposed to be doing something else.
So when I'm scrolling, I'm researching. Here's an example. So I put out an ad here. Tommy Short, going to bring you in a quick minute here, brother. I ran an ad on the weekend for the show, and it was a macro shot on Sora of a can of tuna opening up. Like a macro shot with an old school mechanical opener on that thing. And then as the can of tuna opened up, my head popped out, reminding people to have their protein today. Well, I got that idea by something I saw when I was sitting on X one morning, just reading the news, and I saw a video of something. Oh, hey, I could turn that into something interesting. So I use social for research more than anything. I actually don't spend a lot of time wasting time on it. I'm kind of proud of my skill set around that.
Real quick. I went, of course, I fucking slept at the wheel on Sora because I didn't understand why you're asking me to do it.
Yeah.
I got it to you. What have you been doing with it?
I've been pulling. I've been playing.
Or was it just to hustle me to do it?
No. I got some stuff up. So actually, I've been learning. True story.
Okay.
So I learned a few things with it. Looking to make some content with you and I in it, and you, me, and Marty. Yeah, I'll go get into some of the details. So I'm learning that when I make a video with the three of us, it doesn't represent the three of us very well. So it's really been a time thing for me where I'm sort of looking at
probably got to get each one of us down really cold before it can merge us.
Here's a good example. I was trying to put you and I in the tuna can. So you and I would come into the tuna can and encourage it to make and have people tell them to eat protein. It kept confusing you and I, making one character to you and I. So truthfully, I just haven't spent enough time.
God, what did that look like?
An interesting image.
Jeeth. What did Jeeth look like?
It looked more like you with hair. I was big and bulky and I had a tank top on. It was fucking funny, man. It was funny, but
it gave me long hair too.
Yeah, it did 100%.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I've never had long hair.
Well,
it never grows straight. I always look like a fucking bird head.
I'll show you some here. So I'm working on it. You know what it is, John? It's just levers for me, right? And when I pull a lever over here, it has a lever over here effect. So I just got to put some time into it, and I'm excited about that. So actually, I worked on something yesterday, which I'm really excited about sharing with you in a couple of days as well. So, all right, Tommy Short, a D1 ref, joining us here on the show here.
What kind of ref? What sport?
Yeah, well, we're going to learn about it in a quick second. So
we don't know. We just know D1 ref.
He's basketball. So imagine this: you're standing on a basketball court. A Division I coach is screaming in your face. 20,000 fans are losing their minds, and you just made a split-second decision that could change the outcome of the game.
Your phone buzzes before coffee. A big decision looms. But who's actually steering your attention today? If attention drifts, performance drops. The leaders who win learn to slow the moment. Today's guest learned that truth inside roaring arenas as a Division I and FIBA basketball official. For nearly 2 decades, Tommy Short made split-second calls while careers, reputations, and championships hung in the balance. He worked with the USA men's national team during the 2012 and 2016 Olympic cycles. Today, he coaches executives, entrepreneurs, sales teams, and leadership teams to reclaim presence and perform on purpose. He teaches 3 playbooks: reclaiming presence, do boring better, and making the call, all for decisive execution under pressure. Oh, and he gave up his phone for 365 days. He also climbed 29,029 feet in 36 hours and completed the Goggins 4x4x48 challenge. Then he went on to turn the lessons he learned into a children's series for his daughters. If your focus and edge have been off lately, this is the conversation that can bring you back on track. Tommy, welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're thrilled to have you here.
Tommy Short joining us this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Melissa, let's bring Tommy up on the stage here. What's going on, Mr. Short? How are you, brother?
What's up, fellas?
How are you today? Where are you joining us from today?
I am home in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Nice, nicely done.
Yeah.
Hey, what an opener by our very own smoke show, Sophia Grant. Great job.
I need to have that as like on stage with me. That was incredible.
No, we don't talk that, Tommy. We talk her. She's not a that. She is a her.
Well, that opening was incredible.
and we call her our very own smoke show, Sophia.
Well, sometimes when someone says that about a human, it's like that's almost not human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A piece of that. You know what I mean? Like, what was that? You know?
So Johnny, listen to this, man. I gotta re-tee it up for you and I because I'm pretty jacked about. I was really jacked about today's conversation with Tommy. So Tommy Short, former NCAA Division I and FIBA basketball referee. John spent nearly 20 years making impossible calls at impossible speeds. He's worked with USA Basketball during the 2012 and 2016 Olympic cycles. He's handled intense pressure from high-level coaches and built his reputation as someone who could perform when the stakes were highest. After retiring from Stripes, he didn't slow down. He leveled up. Dude, he completed the 29-29 Everesting challenge. I know of that. You crushed the Goggins fucking super challenge. Dude, you put your phone away for a whole year? Tommy Short, where the hell did you come from, man?
Still trying to figure that out, right? always looking for the next challenge.
Yeah, baby. That's what life's about right there. If people if people would eat a piece of that, they'd be much happier.
Yeah.
And we'll get into a bunch of it with the book, but one of my biggest takeaways, John and Keith, was too often in life, we don't proactively consume our own challenges. So then when challenges consume us, we become reactive and we're in this state of like, what the hell's going on? And one of my favorite questions, whether I'm working with referees or sales teams or leadership team, it doesn't matter, but 3 simple words. Why are you surprised? Like, shit's going to hit the fan at some point. Like, don't be surprised. There'll be different levels and varying degrees, but don't be surprised. So the more that you can actively look for challenges in your life, the challenges are going to present themselves on their own. But when we can proactively go look for those, when the real life shit hits us, it's just another day. The obstacles
are the way.
No doubt.
If we're not challenged, we're not growing. And if you're trying to avoid the challenges, you're not getting anywhere. You got to go. I would say, look, you got to learn to get uncomfortable. You got to learn to stay there. And then you got to learn to be comfortable. When everybody else is uncomfortable, that's where you live. You get ahead so goddamn fast, it'll blow your mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then also to your point, John, you get to that point, because I tell people all the time, like, self-doubt never goes away. Like, I've been on the court with the best that will ever play basketball, and those guys have self-doubt. The only difference is how long they spend there, right? So that self-doubt comes up, and then you have this moment, to your point, John, when it's like, shit, I bet everyone else is feeling this self-doubt and wants to stop and wants to get back where it's warm and comfortable. But when you can talk yourself out of that negotiation, the sky's the limit, because everyone has that conversation. Very few decide to keep going.
Yeah. You know, I got to
when you can kind of, I say it's like you could smell the blood in the water. And I do it with work ethic. It's like, when I'm working so hard, I can see that the people around me are having trouble keeping up. That's where I got them. Now it's really time to pour on the steam. You know,
John, you're going to like this. Tommy developed an acronym, and he calls it WAIT. And dude, I love this. Why am I talking?
Ooh.
And he developed it, John. I believe I'm going to think here that you developed it while being a ref on the court. having coaches yelling at you, athletes yelling at you, and you said to yourself, wait a minute, why am I talking? I need to listen to understand first. Like, dude, that acronym is fucking powerful, man. Wait.
I wish I could take credit for it. I
really?
hope like I didn't put that out there somewhere that I
no. But I'm talking about it like you can use it, and I'm enjoying that acronym. Let's lean into talk about it.
Yeah, somebody, it was probably a mentor, and like everything. I look back at almost 2 decades, and that was when I retired at 36.
Yeah,
you know, all my buddies were like, "What the hell are you doing? Like you're like in the prime," and it's just, and that's a whole nother story. But I needed something because as a young official, you know, ego, testosterone, type A, you got to have the last word. And it's like, you soon realize that the quietest guy in the room is often the most confident, and you don't need to be this boisterous. And so I just got to the point where I was like, a lot of that coach official interaction is just realizing they're human beings and they want to be heard. Now there's a fine line, like anything in life, like there's a line of demarcation, whether it's with kids or coaches. And most kids and coaches just want to know, are you consistent and are you going to follow through when you tell me no more bullshit? And so when you draw that line, and so for me, wait was like, I don't need to wait for John's mouth to stop moving just so I can throw up and tell you how important I am. That's like, I'm going to actually listen to what he has to say. Not every statement needed a reply in the officiating world, but if you had a legitimate question and you're not an asshole, like I'll give you my time, but there's also a point when it's like, if you're just talking every time down the court, like you're not doing your job and I'm not going to be able to do mine. So that acronym just allowed me that extra second of pause, because I think too often in life, and this is what going a year without a cell phone taught me, silence is okay. Silence is pretty fucking powerful. In a lot of ways, especially in a conversation. But when you can just pause for that extra second and not say something stupid that you're going to regret, it provides you that opportunity to ask yourself, what is Keith really saying? What is John really saying? Is he really looking for an answer to his question, or is he just pissed off and this is his moment of release? And so that really helped me to constantly recite that phrase in my head before, coming back at a coach.
I love the concept of asking yourself questions. That's fucking beautiful, brother.
Yeah. Well, John, what jumped out at me about it when I saw it, and you've heard me tell the story before, John, what I enjoyed about it, Tommy, is that it reminded me of what my lawyer reminded me as I was going through a few journeys in life, is that, Keith, is what you're going to say next going to move the conversation forward?
Yeah.
Because if it's not, then what's really the point of saying it? It's very much like wait. It's creating the moment of awareness, isn't it, Tommy? What a great acronym. You're talking to me. Okay, wait, Keith. Oh, okay. Maybe now it's time to listen instead of say something. That's kind of what you're saying to yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, and really, just at the end of the day, all humans just want to feel heard.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's not even saying something. It's just, I hear you. I can tell you're upset.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't. Sometimes you don't even need to say anything. It's just like, okay, I hear you.
Or what about when someone says, check? Love that.
Oh, just acknowledging.
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's fucking perfect.
There you go.
Because it's a confident little fucking acknowledgement. Let's move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy, let's get into putting the phone away for your brother, because this one fascinates the hell out of me. But I don't want to get into the obvious parts of it. I want to talk about the build up to it.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the moment where you almost didn't put it away and you said, no, I'm not fucking doing it. You put it back in your pocket and use it again for a couple of weeks. Because I know enough of us as human beings, there was some moments behind the moments to get you to the point where it was like, I'm just fucking putting this thing away. Let's talk about the moments before it happened. How did you get there? How did you arrive there? What were the low points? What can you share with us, Tommy?
Yeah. Love that question. It's not the obvious that I get asked all the time. So I appreciate that. It was a slow buildup, right? Let me give you a little insight into the life of a college basketball referee. So we're a little different than NBA referees.
Okay.
Where NBA referees, full-time employees, college referees, we're 1099 independent contractors.
Okay.
So we handle, I say we, like I'm still
Yes.
Well, but you were part of an elite club.
Yeah,
100%.
So we did our own. We handle all our own travel, hotels, airline, rental cars.
Much better for tax purposes.
Yeah. And then you also work for multiple supervisors. So I could work for Keith in the Big 12. I could work for John in the A10. So I'm managing multiple conference schedules and all this stuff. And so I was attached to my phone. And there was this unspoken, almost mystical bullshit story that we all were fed and believe that if you don't answer the call from a supervisor, if they're trying to fill a game or something, like they're not going to call you the second time. So let me give you an example. And this happened probably twice that I can think of in an almost 20-year career. That just shows you it happened twice, but yet this was the impetus for what I did 2 years ago. So let's say, I was in Cincinnati and I was getting ready to referee at Cincinnati. And one night I got a call at like midnight. Hey, tomorrow morning, I know you're supposed to be at Cincinnati. I need you to fly to Lubbock, and now you're going to be at Texas Tech, right? So let's replay that scenario. Say the supervisor called me. He's going to let the phone ring 3 or 4 times, and it's going to go to voicemail.
Quick question, bro. Just so, because I figure if I got this question, our listeners probably do too.
Yeah.
So this was like a full-time gig. You were just on the road going.
No, great question. No, so in college, I tell people it's the best 6-figure hobby that somebody can have. Because if you love basketball and you love high pressure stakes, like where else are you going to find a 6-figure hobby from October to March where you're on TV 3 nights a week? And
so you had a schedule where they knew that you were just available and they were just trying to get you to move around within that schedule. Is that how it worked?
Yeah, more or less. And okay. I always had another, we'll say like career in the background. But if I'm being honest, like my identity was wrapped up in officiating because I got to the highest level and what I did was not separate from who I was. That can be a blurred line as well. And so, the situation of if that supervisor in that situation where I'm at Cincinnati and now he needs me in Lubbock, Texas, which for any of your listeners, if you've ever been to Lubbock, Texas, it's a fucking nightmare to get to. It's not like going to Dallas or Houston. It's a nightmare. And so if that supervisor calls me, I get 4 rings. He's not leaving a voicemail because he's trying to fill that spot. And it's usually within a 12 to 24 hour time frame. So he's not leaving a voicemail. He's not waiting 20 minutes for me to call back. And he's not texting me. So he's going to look at his list of available referees or ranked. Yeah. And if
first to answer wins.
That's right. If Tommy's number 1, no answer, boom. I'm going to John, number 2, no answer, boom. Keith answers number 3. All right, Keith, now you're in the game. And so what subconsciously that's telling the supervisor is, well, Tommy's not available. Well, that might not be true, but like in that world, that's what it was. So long-winded context to give you the impetus. So I was attached to that thing, right? And, for your listeners, the college basketball season is during the winter. So you're dealing with travel and weather issues and you got to look and
holidays.
And you're traveling day of game because you're in a different city less than 24 hours, right? So when I retired, I made a rule that because I had so many sleepless nights and watching film and you've got a 4 a.m. wake up call and you're getting back to the hotel at midnight. Well, as a perfectionist, I want to find the 2 or 3 calls I got wrong and what can I do better the next night? And then you're up till 2:00 and now you're doing the mental math of, well, it doesn't even make sense to go to sleep. I got to get up in 2 hours. I'll do it again. So when I retired,
isn't that a brutal part of the life on the road?
Nobody talks about that, especially in our world.
God damn. Jesus.
Mentally it was more taxing than the physical. The physical, you had the multiple flights, the rental cars. So I made a rule, fellas, when I retired, if I'm not able to fall asleep within 5 minutes, and I don't set a time, but I know in my mind, if I'm not able to fall asleep within 5 minutes, I do one of 2 things. I either get up, or both involve getting up out of the bed, leaving the bedroom. I'm either going to read a physical book, so holding a physical book, none of this Kindle, iPad bullshit, or I'm going to write with a pen and paper. So no computer, no screen. So fast forward June of 23, I'm laying in bed, can't fall asleep, and this idea pops in my head. What if you went a year without a cell phone? And I'm like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I just started my own business, 2 young kids, married. Wow. And there was a bunch of the list goes on and on. Like, I'll just pause there. When the book comes out in a couple months, if you don't take anything else away except you read the story and realize what I went through, the highs and lows. And you just realize this guy is the poster child for there's never a perfect time to fucking start something. That book is a win. That year of what I went through, if that's all you take away, like mission accomplished. Like I'm good with that. If that's what you take away and you realize,
dude, that's a fucking monster message.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's like an unintended message, right? Like if that's so far down on the list of like what I want to convey to people. But if that's what you take away and you're like, this guy's a shitty writer, I could go a year without, I don't care. If you realize in your own life, I'm going to go do something now. Like that was worth it. That was worth it for the one person who reads that and I never talk to. I'm good with that. And so that June night, gift and a curse of having a home office. I was down there for probably 4.5 hours. I whiteboarded everything, erased it. And just how I am, I don't give myself I don't bake in excuses on the front end of shit.
Good for you.
My business, and that's a whole nother episode. I started on August 6th because the jersey number from the NBA, which I didn't get invited to, was 86. So everything in my life, there's a big significance behind the number 86. So August 6th is when I started my business. August 6th is when I started this no phone journey for 2 reasons. Because when I did research, I realized there's only a handful of people in the world that have done this. No one's ever written a book about it. So when this book comes out, it's the first to market about going a year without a cell phone. And number 2, I was completely scarcity mindset. I didn't want another speaker to hear about that I was going to start this in January and then start in September and be like, screw you, I'm going to be the first to market. So I gave myself a 6-week runway to figure out logistics and how I'm going to get through this. And like a lot of shit in life, the less you focus on the how and the when and just start, the better off you'll be.
Yeah, you figure out so much of the how after you put yourself in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're hanging out with Tommy Short, former NCAA Division I and FIBA basketball referee who spent nearly 20 years making impossible calls at impossible speeds. He's hanging out with myself and John this morning on Mornings Lab with Keith, John, and friends. So, Tommy, now there's an obvious thing that happens when you put your phone away.
Yeah.
And the obvious the obvious thing that happens is that people talk about what you gain from being present.
Mm-hmm.
No more phone. I'm going to be present all the time. Let's flip the script, brother.
Yeah.
What did you lose from not having your phone? What opportunities, what connections, or what conveniences that when you walked away from the technology, what did it cost you? And then the last question to add on to this is, was it worth it?
Well, real quick, I just got to jump in and say, I hope there wasn't much fucking time spent on what you were going to lose, because all you're going to do is get more of what you think about.
Yeah. I would say I'll flip the questions in the order you asked, Keith. The biggest thing I lost was my ego. Like it was the death of who I thought I was, this curated, performative version of myself. And I couldn't have been happier that was the biggest thing that I lost.
Yeah. I would even, if I can jump in there, I'm going to maybe try to reframe your words and maybe suggest to you that you gained a new ego, like you gained new identity. It wasn't about losing your old self. Maybe it was just shedding that skin like a snake, which was okay. This is moving away from me, and this is who I'm emerging as. Maybe that's the positive way to frame that response.
Well, yeah, and to piggyback on what you just said, I talk about this on stage. A snake sheds its skin anywhere from 2 to 12 times a year.
Yeah.
And yet humans, like how often do we shed our own skin? I would argue to say some people don't even shed their skin 2 to 12 times in their entire life.
Yeah.
Let alone a year. Right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good to shed the skin, but it feels fucking good.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it totally is. Once you kind of get a taste of it, you realize, because in essence, what you're doing is you're creating a chaos period for yourself.
Yes.
And when you create a chaos period, things have to break apart so they can be rebuilt better.
Yes. Yes.
Amen. Yeah, I lost. The short answer, the fun surface level answer that I lost, like it was funny when I told people I was doing this, a buddy of mine was like, well, how are you going to, get your stars or, your credit at Starbucks? That was kind of annoying because I think I'm pretty efficient as a person. So standing in line or in the drive-through to get coffee is a waste of time. So that was annoying. I couldn't get an Uber when I was traveling. That was annoying.
Yeah.
I always used to make fun of people when I was traveling, mostly old people that would like look up at the ticker boards.
Yes.
I'm like, just pull out your phone. And so then, the first time I traveled, I had to print boarding passes, hotel reservation, car rental. I had to print all this stuff out.
You're using the phone in the hotel room.
You said if we were all traveling and you said, hey, John, get us an Uber, I'd have said, well, if we wanted to be here today, somebody else better do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy Short joining. So Tommy, I want to be respectful for your time. So we booked you for 30, but I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
Yeah.
Do you have some extra time for us?
Yeah. I got about 15 more minutes if that's
so. Let's do this. And John, let's do a reset. Melissa, let's do a reset on hour 2. We'll put John off stage for a couple minutes. John gonna do a little reset in the restroom. I'll reset hour 2. We'll come back, continue the chat. This is awesome, Short. You're bringing some nuggets, brother. Let's keep it going. Jay, good morning, Jay. Melissa, let's do a reset, Melissa. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends. Your morning experience. Yes, we're getting after it today with Tommy Short. Just get myself organized here this morning, you guys. Listen, we boopity boo. Here we go. Here it is here. Listen, if you guys are new here, I invite you to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation with Tommy Short, former NCAA referee. Put his phone away for an entire year. He's coming back here in a minute to keep the conversation going. And hey, guys, just in case, P-training. Yes, we talked about it hour 1. If you find yourself going to the bathroom before you have to go to the bathroom, you're actually training your bladder to go more often. So you might want to consider that. Hey, Grokpedia launched as well. Wikipedia's other side. So you got Wikipedia over there. Well, Elon dropped Grokpedia, and our very own John Anderson is already in Grokpedia. So if you guys are looking for places to find perhaps alternative truth. Yeah, there you go. Alternative truth. Grokpedia might be the place you can go and find it and get after it. And hey, if you're shopping for television this season, 4K, 8K, not a difference. Scientists revealed all placebo. And hey, if you're looking to make some fake receipts for your upcoming business expenses, more and more humans are using and making fake AI receipts. All right, coming up in the second hour here, guys, we got a deep dive coming up after Tommy's gone. We got Maya Reyes joining us for the community corner, some vodka armpit detox. But until then, we're going to keep the show rocking and rolling with our guest here today, Tommy Short. All right, Melissa, let's bring Tommy back up on stage here this morning, and let's keep it rocking and rolling here, brother. We finished the chat here about you putting your phone away for an entire year. You talked about 86 and the power of 86 in your life, and how you weave that into everything you do. You're not just building a brand with that; you're actually building this movement. Most people add more to their lives, but you're actually teaching people the power of strategic elimination by removing the phone, by doing the things that you're doing. Let's lean into more around your philosophy around 86.
Yeah. So it's funny. I didn't understand the full context until it was one of my first speaking gigs, and I was sharing this story, and someone in the Q&A was like, do you understand and maybe this is only in America, I don't know if this is like universal, but when a menu item at a restaurant gets taken off or it's no longer available, the saying is, well, that we've 86'd it, like we've gotten rid of it. Yes. And so I was like, oh my, that just adds so much more to the story. And it just like, I was like, man, this is just a blessing in disguise. But the backstory is, since I was probably 12, my dream was to be an NBA referee, not to play in the NBA, not to coach, but to referee. And so started getting into officiating, working small college, Division I. Got invited to try out, and the process is a lot different now. But back then they would mail you a jersey. This was essentially what you wear the whole weekend. Yeah, it was a real on court real life interview. And obviously I'm here talking with you, that didn't materialize. But as I look back on that tryout, there was a lot of things that were working against me that were in my control. overconfident, almost arrogant to a sense, because I just got into Division I. So I'm like, oh, they're like, why wouldn't they hire me? Like I'm the up and coming young 20-something official. Like I've got this in the bag. I was not prepared, 100% in my control. And my effort was lackadaisical at best. And I remember looking back on that moment. And I tell people my biggest failure in life was also my biggest blessing and the catalyst for everything that I do now.
Always works that way, brother. Always works that way.
And so much like I encourage my girls every single day. Like I don't ask
how old are they?
4 and 6.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So every day, the first 2 questions I ask my 6-year-old, tell me one time when you were kind to someone, friend, stranger, don't care, but be kind and tell me one time. And then tell me one time when you messed up, when you made a mistake, because I want to encourage her every single day, be kind and make mistakes. You do those 2 things, like life will work itself out. But too often in life, we, as parents, we don't encourage failure because that's like the death. It's like, no, go fuck some shit up and get better. Like that's the only way you're going to get better. You've got to go make mistakes. And so I just want to instill in her right now, like make mistakes, get better, make mistakes, get better, make mistakes, get better. And so for me, I look back on my NBA tryout and what didn't come about and using that 86 now. Cause I ask people all the time, whether you work for a company, like, and some leaders out there, CEOs are going to be like, oh, that's not true. No company cares about you as an employee, like full stop. Like if you leave tomorrow, they're going to figure some shit out. Like you might've been there for 30 years. And that's not to say there's not great companies, but at the end of the day, like the mission statement and the values on the wall don't mean shit to you as an individual. I always ask, and I always ask people, like, what's your 86? What's your personal standard? What are the things that are your non-negotiables? What are your boundaries that you're not going to move anything on? And the litmus test is, and I'll do this when I'm doing leadership summits or when I'm talking to teams, is like, I'll bring a couple individuals up, and it's a very like in the moment experience, and it helps solidify and bring home the lesson. So I'll just act like I'll do it with you two right now. Well, maybe not. You might not want to turn or tell everyone your cell phone, but I'll bring people up during the talk and I'll say like, Keith, what's your cell phone? And Keith will rattle off his cell phone. And then I'll say, John, what's your email address? And John will rattle off his email address. And then I'll say, I'll transition right to Keith, tell me about your, whether it's a sports team or sales team or whoever, but I'll just say, Keith, tell me about your daily process. Silence. Hey, John, tell me about your morning routine. Silence. And what I'm trying to convey is, and before I reveal it, I'll say, okay, let's go back. When I asked Keith and John their cell phone and their email address, what did you notice? And you get a very varying degree of answers, but they didn't have to think about it. They've said it a million times. There's no black and white. There's no gray. It's just, it is what it is, right? But what I reveal with the process, or what's your daily routine, is like, if you can't rattle it off, and the litmus test is if I call you at 2 a.m. and wake you up out of a dead sleep, and I said, Keith, what's your personal philosophy? John, what are your non-negotiables? If you're not able to rattle them off, like your email, your house address, or your cell phone, it doesn't mean you're broken or you need to be fixed. It just means you don't have a system for that yet. So let's put one in place. But your personal standard is going to take you way further in life than some mission statement that a company paid a marketing team 6 figures to come up with, and it's window dressing. It's like, no, what is your personal standard?
Dude, I love it. I mean, I am one big system. I have systems for fucking wiping my ass. I have systems for putting on lotion when I get out of the shower. I have systems for brushing my teeth, because it allows me to just, my body goes through these motions, and that way I can consciously, it's like I don't have to invest energy in these things because the systems just go into play.
That's right.
Short, you're dropping me good tennis balls, man. I'm a big fan of playing tennis because when in good conversations, the ball goes back and forth and back and forth. And I'm standing here with a bunch of balls and just want to throw at you. So I got one I want to put at you, brother, based on what you're saying here. So, and I got 2 specifically, but here's one I want to start with. You're a dad of 2 daughters. I'm a dad of 2 daughters. John's got multiple daughters. How has being a dad to 2 young girls changed your perspective on masculinity, presence,
and what
actually matters? And then what did they think of their dad? Well, they're 4 and 6. They might not have noticed them, you not having your phone for a year. So let's really stick around with, how has your perspective on masculinity and your presence and what it all means spending that time away from the phone, getting away from the court? Talk about that whole view of masculinity today in 2025, Tommy.
Yeah, appreciate that question. First off, one of the things that simultaneously I started doing in the year without a phone, I should have started doing it when I was still on the court because it would have helped me tremendously. But I started going to a therapist, and I've been going regularly every other week, sometimes once a week, depending on what's going on.
Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely. And that's been the biggest.
What's the purpose of the therapist?
To help with the past. So I have a coach that helps me with the future, and a therapist helps with the past and expressing things. Obviously wrote the book, but writing has become a big release for me. And so the therapist really helps with my thoughts and processing these emotions that sometimes I'm not able to name, but also gives me a different perspective. She's a female, intentionally wanted to see a female therapist to get that other perspective that I might not see the side of. So that's number one. Number two, for masculinity, like telling the girls, like it's showing the girls it's okay to cry, right? Like you can tell them something, but words mean nothing with kids, as you both know. It's your actions, what you're showing them.
They don't give a shit what we say. They care what we do. They just imitate.
Yep. And one of the rules now I have is, having an office at home, whether I'm working there during the day or I'm out and about, like my phone doesn't leave the office. So like they can come in the office. And if I'm in the middle of something, they know like, hey, let me finish this and then I'll come out there with you. But once I leave the office, the phone stays in there. Like because that was actually the, we didn't talk about this. I started to get into this earlier. We were talking about what led to the year without a phone. So it was all that build up from officiating. And then it was one day I was sitting on the couch looking at, couldn't even tell you on my phone. And my daughter was like, Daddy, why are you always on your phone? Now that would have been okay if that question was asked at Tuesday at 2:00 in the middle of the day, but it was on a Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. What the hell was I looking at on my phone? I couldn't even tell you. So that just tells you it didn't matter. And my biggest takeaway from a year without a phone was things that don't matter. And yet we never take time in our life to identify what matters. So we waste our time worrying about shit that doesn't matter, trying to impress people that don't even care. Yeah. And that's what matters.
You're giving me goosebumps, man. You brought emotion to my eyes. And you gave me goosebumps by your response. And I want to tell you why, because your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Because I'm proud to say that, Keith and John, I'd like to think created a safe space where we can invite men to share the kind of stuff you've shared. So I'm grateful that you felt comfortable sharing that. But I bring it up because guys still kind of get their knickers in a knot with some of these conversations around emotion and sharing emotion. So I'm really grateful that and the fact that we all have daughters, it's important. And I'm appreciative that you're continuing to deliver the same message that I am to my daughters and John is to his, which is, we as modern men, it's okay to show that emotion and be emotionally vulnerable.
100%.
Well, there has to be a crew of us that have the balls to be honest. Leaders will pull their pants down first.
Yeah. Tommy, so link it back to your daughters, link it back to running towards failure, running towards mistakes.
Yeah.
You have made thousands, if not millions of calls on the court. Mm-hmm. You have fucked up more than you probably can even imagine.
Hey, I was perfect.
You have ran towards failure more than most have.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that? And what did you teach your daughters from that? Because you're on the stage, the cameras are on you, and you're making a call, and everybody's relying on your call, and it might not be the right one, and you have to go back and reflect upon it. What did you learn from that?
Man, that's a loaded question. I would say the short answer. So let's put it in perspective of the numbers you were just saying. I was thinking about this the other day. From little kid games to working with the Olympic team, Division I, everything in between. I would say a pretty good estimate would be 2,500 games. Okay, and then small college games, maybe 10 people. Olympic training exhibition games, 20,000. So everything in between. Probably north of 2 million people have seen me referee, whether they realize it or not. Let's just use a round number, 2 million.
Sure.
I bet if in some way in today's day and age, you found all 2 million people, no context, you just showed them my picture or texted them my picture. Do you know how many people out of 2 million would be able to identify and say, oh yeah, he was a referee? I'd be shocked if 3 people.
Zero.
Exactly.
Yeah,
nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, nobody cares.
That like no one cares about you. They've got their own shit. So like if we spend a minute worrying about what someone else thinks, that's 10 minutes wasted in our day. That like none of that shit.
Everybody's
matters.
fucking worried about their own shit.
Yeah.
Not worried about you. Not worried about me.
Ross, I see
not
your
worried
question.
about anybody.
Ross, I see your questions there in the comments, brother. There's been a tactic to print out a normal business card with these. Hold on. As for masculinity, fatherhood is crucial, but can you all talk about the aura of masculinity in your families growing up, like extended to uncles, grandparents, and cousins? Because my family had a lot of weak men or men lacking strong character who didn't play the victim throughout life, so I lack that. But I'm grateful I've had a lot of healthy mentors and soccer coaches. And I'm thinking, Tommy, that your gratitude extends to all the coaches that you've had around your life. Would that be fair for me to think?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, I was actually talking to my therapist about this yesterday. Like, and I was blessed because I won the parent lottery when I grew up. So like I had only child, but had unbelievable parents. But I would say just because you had a shitty upbringing or you didn't have that father figure in your life, like you have the choice to break that cycle and reverse that for the kids in your life, for if you're coaching, like whatever environment you're in, you don't have to continue to go down the same path. It just starts with a choice, and you don't have to worry about having all the answers and having it all figured out. It's like just by making that choice and then putting action behind it, like that can reverse the cycle and break the cycle.
Yeah. Tommy Short joining us this morning. Indianapolis, you said, right?
Yep.
Awesome. When's your book coming out?
We're thinking early February right now.
Congratulations on that. When you have that launched, I would love to have you back and talk about that if you have 100%. Some time on your agenda.
Oh yeah, that you want to talk about authenticity and vulnerability. That was that book was the ultimate not giving a fuck and realizing like this is probably going to help a lot of other men out there. And so like let's do it anyway. And let me leave you with this. Like I love questions, and John, you had said you enjoy the questions to yourself. So I came across this question during my year without a phone. And it's a question I ask myself multiple times throughout the day. It's a question I ask before every conversation I walk into. Think about how many door frames you walk through throughout the course of a day. It's what I say to myself as a trigger anytime I walk through a door frame. And the question is this: what will I regret? 4 words. What will I regret? And that's a 30,000 foot view question of like, what am I going to regret when this is all over? But it's also, when I'm in a conversation, I asked myself right before I got on with you guys, what am I going to regret? Am I going to regret at the end of this that Keith or John asked me a question and I felt something rise up, but you know what? I never met these guys. I'm doing the show with them. I don't know what they're going to think. Or am I going to regret being in the car, driving to the next meeting and saying, damn, I wish I would have said that. I wish I would have asked that question. I'm not living with any regret anymore. I promise you that.
Nice.
And so having that question as a reframe, as a North Star, as a beacon to guide me throughout the day, like I'm not living with any regrets, whether it's an individual conversation or in my writing. And that's why I'm so proud of the book. I don't give a shit how many copies it sells. I'm most proud that I showed up as authentic.
It was your therapy. Your therapy. Yes.
And I'll even say, and the publisher won't like hearing it, some of the best writing is not even in that book.
Yeah.
I saved it for myself.
This show for me, man. This show's my therapy. It's keeping me accountable. So, Tommy,
let's do it again when the book comes out.
What have you, so none of you regretted, what have you enjoyed about being with Keith and John today?
The questions you ask.
Well, thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Tommy,
a lot of times it's just the surface level questions that I answer.
Yeah, he's getting good at asking these questions. I got to give it to him, you know?
Yeah.
Well, as you've noticed, I am the handsome man and the smart man, and Johnny is the color. So that's just how it works around the show here with Keith and John.
Whatever it takes, boys.
Hey, Tommy, listen, I'm fully grateful for your time today. Really loved your energy. Loved all the nuggets you dropped. How can folks find you, connect with you, and engage with you? Tommy Short.
Yeah, appreciate that. Website, TommyShort.com, and then Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn are all Tommy Short 86. So beautiful. Tommy Short together, no spaces, the number 86.
Beautiful. Johnny, final word to you, my brother.
I was just going to say, brother, you're just keep doing what you're doing. This is what people need. You know, there needs to be more people that are doing this, you know, messages like this, conversations like this, because, you know, it comes down to it. It's just a kind of a different, it's just kind of reframing shit. And once you reframe shit and you kind of step through into this new dimension, you realize, God, it's so much more fulfilling to live on this side.
Yes.
And you get, I think people just need a glimpse.
Yes. Tommy, take this energy with you, man. One of our loyal listeners, Ross, who's awesome, shows up daily. He's on a journey right now. Ross, I love you, brother. Ross is on a journey right now. Ross's comment to you is this, Tommy. I've been trying to quote unquote fix my family while I was fixing myself, but I'm about to turn 40, and I'm scared that I'm beginning to get exhausted already. I'm solo and starting life over again, basically. We'll lost Ross, like I told you on our messages together. We got your back, man. Show up and hang out with us every single day and take the energy that Tommy threw on the table for you. And like you said, man, walk through it every door and ask yourself what you're going to regret or what you're going to learn.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Tommy, I appreciate you, man. Enjoy your day. And I look forward to engaging with you and staying in touch with you, man. Thoroughly enjoy it.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, brother. Pleasure to meet you, brother.
All right. All right. Tommy's out of here. John, that was awesome, man.
Yeah. Yeah. He was sharp.
He was sharp. He had so many interesting things to say. I got to be honest, man. I feel like I didn't get to so many of them. Like I'm curious about, you know, the NBA dream and how that or why that ended and evaporated, and because, you know, he had a path, right, and where that turned. But I loved as clearly the guy has an ambition to get up and get after it, and to have the courage to put the phone away for a year. He does something that a lot of people wouldn't do, brother, and we talk about it often. Doing shit that others don't do. There might be something about Tommy Short that kind of leans into something you and I drink, which is doing others that others don't do.
Well, yeah, it's a sign of a good guest when there's you spend all your time talking about one thing, and there's other dimensions that you don't really have time to tap into.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's play off this. Let's make some content together. Let's do a lifestyle tip. I'm sure you can play off of what Tommy said. Let's do a lifestyle tip, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up our last 8 minutes together. How's that sound?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. All right, Melissa, let's do that. Let's do the lifestyle tip with John Anderson. I know he's got something to say after Tommy left, and then we'll have a conversation about armpits and vodka. Let's do it, Melissa.
All right. That last conversation with the last guest, Tommy, was a good one. And we talked about shedding your skin. And what is shedding your skin? It's basically making change. It's really what it's going to do is going to turn out to be a chaos period. What's a chaos period? Chaos period is where a whole lot of shit gets shaken up. And in essence, it's that chaos or that discomfort or that need for reorganization to create your new version of you. That is what makes you grow. And the biggest challenge with this is that your brain is programmed not to do these kind of things because it presents a lot of discomfort, risk. The list would go on. But here's the thing. If you really, really want to grow in any way, shape, or form, you got to start leaning into the things that create this discomfort, this chaos, this disorganization. And it's not always easy just to make a huge, big change. So start small. Because once you start to realize the power of choosing to put yourself into a chaos period and the growth you're going to get, you're going to want to do it again. That's something I've been pretty good at. You know, I have kind of a chameleon. I've changed shape many times through my life. Now, granted, the roots are kind of always the same in what I'm doing, but I'm always taking a slightly different direction in what I'm doing, and it creates these chaos periods. Now, granted, sometimes when I'm in them, it's a bitch, like, holy Jesus, I may have bit off more than I can chew. And when you're saying shit like that, that's perfect. I would say if people understand my goals, they were too little. Because I want people to look at me and go, that fucking guy's crazy. Well, I want you to think that, because that means I'm in a chaos period. I'm rebuilding, I'm restructuring, I'm reorganizing. So really what the message is just try to start thinking about this stuff. The Stoics would say the obstacles become the way, because when you're constantly seeking discomfort, when you're constantly seeking something new that could create a chaos period, you are constantly growing. And if you're constantly growing, your life will continue to change for the better. Rock and roll.
All right, all right. Good morning, Global. I see you out there, Michael. A global part of teaching others is to walk away. Life will teach them. And Ross, brother, I just want to shout out to you, man. I'm following your journey, brother. I'm telling you right now, following your journey, and we got you.
Is this a gentleman you saying was trying to fix his family, trying to fix himself, and he's running out of steam?
That's it. Yeah. And Ross reached out, Johnny, and I just said to him, I said, listen, man, he's trying to sort himself out. His family's all messed up. And I said, brother, come hang out with us in the morning, get some positive energy, and keep going in the right direction.
What I would say to that, brother, if you're feeling stretched so thin, just remember this. It sounds weird because most people don't misunderstand this, but if you focus on yourself and you become better, then you're going to be better at doing what you're doing for them.
Yes.
But if you don't get better first, then you're just going to continue whatever cycle you're in. You're going to try to fix them with the current skill set that you have. And if you're having trouble, then you need to get better.
You know what?
How? I don't know how, because I don't know you well enough, but I always tell people, look, focusing on yourself first is not selfish.
No.
But what that means getting up early. That means making sacrifices. I'm not saying ignore your family. I'm saying do the shit you got to do to get better, so that when you do become better, they will receive the benefits.
I love that you said those things, Anderson, because I'll tell you something. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Because Ross messaged us last week. Ross has been on the show a few times here in the comments. And you know what I can tell? I don't know the guy I don't know from Adam. Neither do you. But you can tell by the way somebody's messaging or putting their words out there that they are trying. Yep. They're moving in a direction and they're making effort. And Ross, I can tell that you're making the fucking effort, man. So even if there's some days where you're falling down and you feel like you're spinning or you're frustrated with the shit around you, as John said, man, just keep focusing on your own mirror. I've been there. Anderson's been there. And I know you're part of a community that has your back. Good Times got your back. Holroyd's got your back. Yeah. And you're part of a community, man. So just keep getting up, get moving. And I know it sounds so cliche, but that's what this is about. It's community and moving forward. And I can just, John, I can see he's trying. And I know you've had enough guys that you just want somebody to try, don't you? You just want somebody to try.
Yeah. I mean, once you're trying, then it's just a matter of putting that effort in the right spot.
Yeah. I guess speaking of effort, changing gears, having a little bit of fun with how we're going to close off before I walk you out of here. Last week, you're doing a little bit of smelling of your pits because you felt that maybe you were having some odors coming out. Dude, there's some ridiculous TikTok memes or whatever you want to call them that apparently splashing vodka under your pits might help for a detox because of the alcohol and the ethanol and the situation within the vodka. Well, I'm here to tell everybody that it doesn't work and it's not supported by science. And if I put it out there, Dr. Petrocelli is going to give me shit. So if you're reading anything about vodka cleaning your pits, just stop.
Well, it's coming from the inside. So that means it's something that I'm taking in.
Yes.
That's creating some sort of a reaction that's like us. It's changing. So I just haven't figured out what's making the change yet.
It's funny because that's such an obvious statement, but we often overlook it. It's
worse in the right armpit than the left armpit too, which is interesting.
So is it as simple as something you're eating is
usually because see, we've had all these guests here.
Yeah.
And so we still eat very well, but there's still, there's things that, that are included that I might not normally be eating. And so that's what it is. Yeah. Some sort of intake. Yeah. So, I mean, I've been drinking a few more sodas. That could be it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think she made some really, really heavily meated chili, which I normally don't eat chili. That could have been it, but that's been gone for a little while. So it's now pretty much all those leftovers are kind of dwindling away. So this is the time for me to, as the subtraction happens, what is it?
So do you use armpit
I don't
stuff?
use no, I don't
Neither
use
do
that
I.
shit anymore.
I don't.
Once I started to realize, dude, all that all the
crap in it?
toxicity we're putting into our fucking selves. Because I mean, I work on detox and the way I eat, and I even take dude, you ought to check this out. It's called Tadka.
Okay, tell me.
It's the Chinese have been fucking using this forever.
Yeah,
I take like 2,000 milligrams of this every day because we live in a toxic world.
100%.
Yeah, and I get mine from Enhanced Labs, and it's basically it's a liver detox. A detox primarily the liver, but they're also starting to realize it has cognitive functions. There's all sorts of shit. If anyone wants to get it, you can actually save 10%. I use so much of this stuff. I made a deal with the company. So
interesting. Yeah,
enhancedlabs.com, Tudka. John 10 is the code. You get 10% off.
Yeah.
But think of it like this: your liver, its primary job is a filter, right? And that filter is working around the fucking clock to filter shit. And as we live in this more toxified world, its responsibilities are getting greater and greater.
Yeah.
So by taking this shit, say again.
Ross is asking for the code again. I think John 10, I think is what it is.
John 10, yeah.
John 10, yeah.
John 10.
Yeah.
So it's basically so if we basically help the liver do its job, it's not under so much strain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because keep in mind, most people are taking Tylenol and all these fucking things that we think are just highly toxic.
Speaking of Tylenol, literally breaking news as we are talking right now. Texas is suing Tylenol maker, alleging painkiller can cause autism.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. See, I mean, in my career, I've done a lot of fucking crazy shit.
I'm just reading the news. That's all that I'm doing.
Dude, well, listen to this. I've done a lot of crazy shit in my career. I'm not going to go into the details. Being fucking figured out.
Yeah.
Part of my crazy shit was I had a fucking, pretty heavy pill addiction. My liver took more fuck of a beating from the fucking pills because there was Tylenol in them. The Tylenol is so fucking toxic. Now, granted, I was taking way too much. It was my fault, not the Tylenol's fault. But the biggest fucking issue was the Tylenol. And most people are taking this shit and they don't realize how, and they say, oh, you can safely take this much. Well, fuck, you can safely take a certain amount of fucking heroin and it won't kill you either,
Yes, actually,
safely meaning it won't kill you. Okay, is that safe?
Yeah,
no. So anyway, all I'm saying is that, and for you, when we're in our fucking 50s, dude, we've taken a lot of toxicity, and so I've had a lot of times it actually, what people notice, they'll actually get their energy will improve because when your liver gets bogged down and it has a hard time doing its job. You live in you're kind of toxified, and toxicity, high levels of toxicity it's a whole bunch of fucking negative side effects.
Whether it's good or bad, I don't like the feeling of creams, lotions, or things on my skin. So as a result, I don't use armpit stuff. I hate cologne, those fragrances.
What cologne?
Sorry, I strongly dislike the smell of fragrances. Yeah, thank you, brother. I just don't do it because it doesn't. It's not.
Dude, I was fucking. I'm totally with you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. I was working with one of my web designers yesterday, and we're talking about XYZ because we're creating the newest website for the newest venture.
Yeah,
dude, I swear to God, I must have heard hate 15 times, and I was just biting my tongue. But this is not my fucking place to be doing this. But Jesus Christ, I can't wait to get off the fucking phone, man.
It's funny, man. I gotta be honest with you. I'm going to use our correction of using this word. It seeps into my everyday life. Like when I'm around people and they bring it up, I'll question or joke with them, saying, "What?" I'm like, "What?" I go, "No, dude, that's kind of a negative word. It brings negative energy." Oh. And it's just funny how it's just a reframing of the awareness, right? And it's just a reframing of the awareness. It's all that it is. And it makes somebody think about it.
Dude, it's like, I mean, the way that we talk it really displays our programming.
Oh my goodness. It so much does, yeah. Hey, Ross, 650 times 2 a day equals 1,300 milligrams a day. Probably fine.
I'm sorry, what is it? Are we talking about Tudka?
Yeah, Tudka. So 650 times 2 per day equals 1,300.
650 there. That's a, I don't think that's the Tudka. It's usually 250, Ross.
Ross,
the product that I just said was 250. TUDCA. It comes in the one. If you're looking at the enhanced labs, it would be in 250 milligram capsules. I would recommend 2 in the morning, 2 at night. Do that for a month or so, then break it down to 1 in the morning, 1 at night.
Oh yeah, Ross. No, we're not talking Tylenol, man. We're talking Tudka. No, we're not talking Tylenol.
Yeah, no, don't take that fucking Tylenol, bro. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's going to toxify you, not detox you.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's on the agenda today for you? What do you got going on?
I'm pretty stoked. I'm going to be doing some deadlifting today, which is nice.
Nice. I got my legs done out of the way. I did some deads, did some squats, did some what else did I do? Lunges, some walking lunges. Love those lunges. And I did some wall sits to your chagrin. I know you're not the biggest fan of wall sits, but I did wall sits paired with heel elevated squats. That was my pairing.
There you go. Well, listen, I mean, it's not that I'm not the biggest fan. I just have my own variation of.
Yes, I get it. Yeah.
Because the reason I don't like those is because generally speaking, they start to give people knee issues, but you've never spoke of knee issues.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I literally think about when I'm doing my wall sits, I think about the toilet. I'm being serious because I think if I can be good at this, I'm kind of, because you know what I do, John? I focus on keeping my back straight. Like it's as much a posture thing, right? So when I'm sitting in the toilet, it's ridiculous. It seems so cliche, but it's no different than you sitting on the toilet going, I'm scrolling, getting down doing 10 push-ups. It's creating awareness.
Yeah. Yeah, we made a decision. We're going to go down to Mexico for a short trip for the Baja 1000. That's going to be
fun. When is that? This weekend?
No, it's middle of November. Yeah, because the Baja, it actually goes like for us to go kind of watch it. Dude, we literally, all we have to do, like El Dorado Ranch is the place that we are. It's 500 acres. All we have to do is go out the back gate. It's like another half mile. So it's right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ross, and even though I don't know you guys yet, and even though you guys don't know me yet, Ross being the key word, and I'm painting a sad story, I've actually got a lot of great opportunities, and I've usually got fun energy like Keith's got. Ross, I know you do, brother. Listen, brother, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here for a long time, and we know you're going to be on the journey with us. So, maybe right now there's just a moment of time right now where there's some difficulties, and
it's a chaos period, Ross. It's a chaos period, baby. Embrace it. Thank the universe for putting you here because it's asking you to change.
Yes. And then around the corner might be some different kind of chaos, but it's called living life, right? So, all right, pal, listen, have yourself an awesome day. Enjoy the time with the crew, and I look forward to getting after it again in less than 22 hours.
Let's go, babe. Have a great day. Have a great loop.
You too. All right, Melissa, Johnny's going to get out of here, and we're going to keep the show rocking and rolling here this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Then Ross, our brother Ross Mayub. I know how it's, I know what it means, Mr. Ross. I do. What a fun show here today, guys. Wow. 96 minutes already in the bank. And the other toxic part of my dad alienating my whole family apart from each other, even from my supposed evil twin brother. So I do kind of struggle to fit in with teams of guys at work, etc. So Ross, I'll tell you, I can relate to you. I've been to those situations where you're like, I don't know if I relate to this. I don't know if I really fit into this. And as I've gone through those journeys, I don't know if it's so much of I think what I took from those moments in my life was that I was okay not fitting in. I was okay being the guy at the back of the room. I was okay. And it took me some time to recognize that. But I don't need to fit in. And I don't think, Ross, I think as you go through life, you recognize too that you need to fit into your own life, not into somebody else's life. That is the key. All right, Neiman, I think we're going to head on over to, what's that? Oh, Maya Reyes is ready to rock and roll. Well, I think that we can get Maya up on stage and we can get into some community corner chatter with our very own Maya Reyes.
It's time for the Community Corner, fellas, where we connect YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack on Mornings in the Lab. Today, we're talking measurement, momentum, and meaning.
From tracking what actually matters to building a network that changes your trajectory to realizing that parenting might be the ultimate leadership boot camp,
This one's all about managing your squirrels, not just your time.
Maya Reyes from the Smoke Show department. What's shaking, Maya? Thanks for that intro here today with the Community Corner. Maya hosts the Community Corner segment every single day here, Monday to Friday. We got Sophia Grant as the host of our Center Stage, and Sterling and Preston drive all the conversations happening every morning on the conversation desk. Guys, spending any time on YouTube lately? YouTube, what gets measured gets managed. Yeah, hear me say that again. What gets measured gets managed. Well, according to Tyler Buckingham from Mindset Mobility, yeah, there he is right there. There's Tyler. He says progress starts when you measure what matters. If you don't track it, you can't improve it. But here is the thing. You can't operate at peak performance in every area of your life at once. Really? Fuck yeah. Fitness, finances, relationships, work, life. It all flows in seasons. You choose your focus, you measure what's most important right now, you manage that actively. Then you let the less urgents be. Guys, the goal isn't obsessive tracking unless you're John Anderson. It's building self-awareness, accountability, and balance. Because those small wins will add up over weeks and months, and progress, you know, we know it's not linear. So when you start measuring and you're managing your life, you become the driver. You choose your priorities. You choose to navigate your responsibility with clarity. So there's a question for you, nation. What's the one area of your life you know you could, not should, you could, you will measure, but you keep avoiding? Maybe that measurement might be the measurement that changes everything. But you don't know unless you stop and create the awareness for it. All right, Substack's got a conversation happening around the 100 Connections Challenge. Change your life in 2026. Phoebe Dodds. No, not Phoebe Cates from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Adam Holroyd. Nope, we're not talking about, remember that Phoebe Cates getting out of the pool? I do. True story. Ooh, baby. But Phoebe Dodds introduces a simple but powerful concept. Reach out to 100 people in a structured way. Think about that, guys. Freelancers, business owners, anyone feeling stuck. This challenge opens the doors. Define your short, define your medium, and define your long-term goals. And then map your network into categories. Goal-related contacts, mentor figures, friend of friends, past connections, wild cards, anybody. And then I invite you to send those short, personalized messages. Track the conversations. Most importantly, nation, don't worry about rejection. What I invite you to do is focus on those who respond positively. Here's the reality, guys. Networking is exponential. The real value isn't just direct opportunities, it's paying it forward. It's introducing connections to each other. It's creating mutual benefit. And Phoebe, don't call me Cates, has done this repeatedly with consistently positive results, career pivots, long-term collaborations, friendships. The challenge is it's flexible, it's fun, and is designed to be enjoyable, not stressful. So here's the question for you guys today. What is the one person? Who is the one person that you mean to reach out to, but you keep putting it off? Because maybe today's the day you reach out and you make it happen. The 100 Connections Challenge. It just might change your life if you get up and get after it, starting today. Hey guys, LinkedIn, is parenting good business? Wow. Kate Stevens, the CEO and co-founder of Bridge, was asked by Forbes, is parenting good business? What was her answer? A resounding yes. Parenthood has transformed her leadership style, her priorities, and her resilience. Because the skills you need as a parent, negotiation, crisis management, empathy, patience, well, they're the same skills that top CEOs use. Companies designed with parents in mind don't just support families. They become stronger for everyone, more adaptable, more resilient. Parenting, well, it forces sharper focus. It forces prioritization. It teaches you lessons that you will not find in business books. Work-life crossover, well, it shapes leadership as much as or more than formal experience. So here's the question for you guys. How has your life outside of work shaped the way you lead others? That's the question for you today, Mornings in the Lab Nation. What is it? How is your life outside work shaped the way you lead? Maybe your kids, maybe you're somebody you coach. Let's talk about it. I want to hear from you in the comments. Maya, let's walk out of here. Let's walk out of the community corner this morning.
So what's one thing you need to start measuring, managing, or mending this week?
Remember, momentum starts with awareness, and connection compounds over time.
If you want your story featured or roasted on The Big Show, tag us in your next post.
All right. Looks like we are coming up towards the end of our journey this morning together. True story, nation. Yep, true motherfucking story. Haha. Neiman, I'm looking at your notes. I'm just seeing here. What was that? What was hate it? What was the full link? Full link for what? Not really following your questions there. Hey guys, so we're back after tomorrow. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Live conversation over here on YouTube. Oh, the link that John shared. Yeah. Good question. Yeah, true story. Maybe somebody listening, because clearly our producer wasn't. Maybe somebody listening knows, and they'll put it into the comments, because clearly the host wasn't listening either. So somebody who has listened to what John shared, where we can buy the Taduka. Hey, I'm working on something behind the scenes here. Just looking for my notes here to share it with you guys. And it has to do with live conversation. I do not expect you to have heard what I talked about earlier on in the show today as I opened it up. But I opened the show with a cold open. The moment right before the mic goes hot, when the heart is louder than the room. We talked about how these are the moments that most people, in my experience, that they run from. These are the folks that are running towards the recording studio, running towards the edits, the folks that are scheduling, the folks that spend a ton of time polishing the edges on the content that they are creating until the truth disappears. So go up, gonna rub the truth out, gonna edit this here, gonna move that out of there, gonna add this nip, this tuck. I'm gonna create my truth to show you my truth. It's largely the world that we live in today. AI generated truth, alternative truths. But nation, it's not what you find here in the lab. No, that's not what we are building here in the lab. No filters here. Do we have a script? Yeah, we have scripts. There's talking points. There's words in front of me to use. We don't have a rewind. As you know, we don't know what John said about 8 minutes ago. So in other words, for us to find it, we got to go back and stop the recording and go back and listen to it. So if it was live, you missed it. No rewind. No, we can't, Melissa, we can't just stop the show, the recording, go back and cut it out and bring it back up to the beginning again, like most folks will do. No. Because here in the lab, it's just you. It's just me. It's just John. It's just Tommy. It's just your voice. Your story. And your truth. And nation, I want your ears up for what I'm going to say next. Because that is where real influence begins. Because it's your presence. It's your presence in the room. It's your presence in front of the camera. It's your presence behind the microphone. It's not your perfection, is what moves people. So, to my 30-year-old men, my 40-year-old men, my 50-year-old men out there that are looking to shed their skin, reinvent themselves, to get up, get after it, hit that next audacious goal in their life. I'm going to invite you to stop chasing followers. Put them aside. And I'm going to invite you to join us here in the lab. Because this is a place where we build leaders. This show, what we are building, is ultimately the great equalizer. Because in a world that's built on edits, AI, recording, fakery, alternative facts, the bold, whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, but the bold go live. True story. Don't wait for the perfect recording. Don't wait to stand in front of 100,000 people where 99.9 thousand do not care. So, if you are on a journey through life, looking to reset, resort, get yourself to another spot. You have all this knowledge, all this experience that you want to share, but you don't know where to start. Well, my invitation to you is this. You start with me. You start with Melissa, with Jimmy, with Rahima, Patricia, John, Marty, the entire gang at Mornings in the Lab. And we help you step up and get after it. Start a live conversation for your community, for your audience. What's your influence? Not your followers. If you say something and somebody does it, that's influence. So, stay tuned for more from us when it comes to building your journey, our journey, and what we continue to build here on the Mornings in the Lab live network and the show itself, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. 8 o'clock live conversation. Live. Yep. YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. All right. We're going to wrap it up, Melissa, and walk towards tomorrow's show, less than 22 hours. You know, I saw a great comment here from Global. I love it. It was, I got to get to it here because I feel the same way, Global. And it's, what does it say here? It is, oh, Global, thinking with my arm fart noises will come back in style. Yeah, do we still do that? Yeah, I know. Global, the morning routine is something that is on my mind all day. Then I get to do it all again. You notice the words there? I get to do it all again. Mike, I'm with you, brother. I love it. I love it. I love that I get to spend every morning with you guys. I look forward to seeing your name in my feed, Global. Ross, I look forward to seeing your words in my comments. Good time. I look forward to seeing your burp count. So my morning routine is your morning routine. Our morning routine is collective. So I hear you, Ross. I'm sorry. I hear you, Mike. I hear you, Global. I get extremely excited about it as well. Okay, Nation, we're going to get up and get after it and move our way towards tomorrow's show because before you know it, it's going to happen again. Yep, less than 22 hours. Jimmy, we're thinking about you, pal. Lots of love for myself and the entire gang here in the lab. Lots of love, lots of love, lots of love. Okay, so we're going to get to the outro here as I work my way down my script and open this baby up right here. I'm going to make some sounds like this. All right, today, guys, we rewired the bathroom myth of just in case peeing. Yep, we took a brisk lap through tech and business reality in the news today on the conversation desk with Sterling and Preston. Our very own smoke show, Sophia Grant, introduced Tommy Short's Year Without a Phone. Yep, we saved your skin from vodka pits. We sharpened your reel. Well, we didn't talk about that one here today. And before you bounce, I got an invitation for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a quick I'm in the chat. This is an R-rated show, guys. So, next show. Tomorrow, 10's men health secrets most guys never learn, 5 scripts that fix fiction, dad bod cardio, nipple tape for posture, gut truth or dare. Oh, what's that? Oh, my bladder's talking. Not prematurely. We talked about it this morning. Yeah, true story. Let's get after it today, guys. We'll see you guys in less than 22 hours right here on The Big Show. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We'll see you guys tomorrow.